They sent Anthony Davis to the Wizards, man. I love the new trend of we just don't see these trades coming at all. It makes me wonder, like, how long are these things talked about, and then they just pull the trigger now? Like, what's stopping you from doing this trade 2 weeks ago? I don't know. If you want to view this as the, like, full return for Luka, then it's going to be depressing. But, I mean, it was going to be depressing if you always looked at it from that angle. Marvin Bagley being in this is just funny. D'Lo, where does D'Lo end up after this? I don't know. AJ Johnson, you could just play him and see if he's got something for you if you're Dallas. Besides that, you are getting out of a lot of money because these are all expiring deals besides AJ Johnson. If you strictly look at it as AD's value dropped and we got whatever we could for him, then, I mean, hey, getting a Thunder pick that's going to be late this year, getting a Warriors top 20 protected one in 2030, I mean, Steph is going to be, 41 years old at that time? Like, who knows if that pick really conveys? Maybe the Warriors get Giannis. And then a couple of second rounders from the Suns and Bulls that are probably fine, and a distant Rockets one, who knows. I mean, even if that Warriors first ends up being a fake first, you technically got more picks for this than you did in the Luka trade. I mean, they gave up a second rounder in the Luka trade, right? Unless you want to get really amped up for these last couple of AJ Johnson games. I mean, he'll get more of an opportunity in Dallas. But it's something, okay? AD had to go. We all know that his value is just dropped. I highly doubt we see him for much of the rest of the season, if at all, similar to Trey Young. And so we're really thinking about next year for the Wizards, where they're going to try to win with a Trey Young, Anthony Davis duo surrounding their Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, Coulibaly, Bub Carrington, Trey Johnson core. And they're going to try to be as close to a serious team as they can be next year, as they bet on Anthony Davis being healthy. And that's going to be a big bet. But if he's out there and can provide defense and inside scoring and the whole thing. Now, it gets me thinking about him and Alex Sarr, where with whoever you technically put as the 5 or the 4 there, like, both of them can be on the 5 or the 4 defensively. They can help. They can stand in front of the basket and protect the rim. But I do think this pushes Sarr to being a bit more of a 4 on defense. I know AD wants to be the 4, but I think he's going to be guarding centers more so. He's just more equipped to do that right now. Unless these injuries just zap him so much that it's like, oh no, what did we do? And Sarr has got switchability as well. It's one thing to be switchable. It's another thing to sometimes be only on the 3-point line defensively, and we'll just see how they balance that out. Now, as far as Sarr's 3-ball and his work off the dribble, like, there is going to be more pressure now for him to be just better at that going into next season. I mean, he should be better at it, but also the expectations of winning just change the pressure of everybody's development, as opposed to, like, we like where you're going and also we suck. Now, with all that being said, what if the Wizards had just been like, hey, we want to get a center. We want him to be a little younger. We want his health to be not as much of a question, even if the healthy version of both guys, like AD, is going to be the better player. Could they have gone for like a Nick Claxton and still held on to all of their own picks and not traded any of their essential guys? I don't know the answer to that. And actually, as I say that, I'm pretty sure Claxton had like a back injury that he was playing through. Whatever. The idea of, like, they could have spent less, or maybe this package, to get a center that you don't have to worry about their health as much, but they're not as good as AD. They obviously did not go that route. I mean, they're clearly jumping at getting Anthony Davis on a lower cost. And then you combine that with Trey Young, where, well, I mean, first off, we have to figure out what the Wizards and Trey Young's contract thing is, and there's definitely a number and an amount of years that they should not go beyond with Trey. Does he accept the player option? We'll see. It was already fair to have certain questions about Trey with the Wizards. Like, yes, he can set guys up, but also, does it become a little too much of Trey ball, even if this team was desperate for a lead creator, right? I mean, there's a fine balance between Trey setting up Keyshawn and Coulibaly and Sarr and Trey for just easier shots, kickouts, lob passes, backdoor cuts, whatever, versus, oh, Trey Young has done everything for like 9 straight possessions. You know, how much development is Sarr really getting off the dribble and that type of stuff, even if the play-to-play might be a little frustrating. And now you bring Anthony Davis into that mix where, I mean, AD is going to get a lot of shots, and he should. He's still really good. And an AD, Trey Young pairing, I mean, in theory, AD's the exact type of 5 that you want next to Trey, who can screen for him and can also provide just a lot of rim protection to cover for Trey. I mean, not cover for Trey completely. Like, you're still going to have to work for Trey getting out of mismatches that other teams are going to hunt him for. Like, AD's going to be protecting the rim. But you got Coulibaly and Keyshawn, who are bigger than Trey and better. I mean, everybody's better than Trey defensively, but you know what I mean. I still think it's a bit of a challenge to have Trey Young and Trey Johnson on the court at the same time defensively. Even if, I mean, Trey Johnson's taller, but just thin. But this is clearly a bet that an Alex Sarr, Anthony Davis front court of just size and rim protection and will make the Wizards like a real defensive team next season that can have, let's say, Alex Sarr switching onto somebody or high up on a screen action, and then AD can be the help guy on the other end, or you can flip that with AD and Sarr. Like, we'll see. So much of it is going to come back to if Anthony Davis is healthy. I mean, he's going to miss some games. And again, this is for next season. We're not going to see AD at all this season, I would imagine. Is there truly enough shooting on that team? Like, even if Trey is running an action with AD, like, are the defenses going to be able to cramp the floor? They're definitely going to try. Like, the Wizards are going to have to prove to teams that you can't just pack the paint against us. The Wizards still have the stop 8 protected. I assume they're just going to suck the rest of the season, get one more high pick, and then they could pick up some veterans off the bench or whatever in the offseason, and then you try to be a real team with I'm guessing, Trey, AD, Alex Sarr, Keyshawn, 4-man group, and then, I mean, I would like to put Koulibaly as the 5th starter to be the guy devoted to defense, but his shooting splits have been so bad lately, like, it starts to get kind of awkward. But I don't love Trey Johnson and Trey Young together on defense. I don't know. They'll figure it out. So last year in the East, getting out of the play-in and making the playoffs was a 44-win Pistons team. Are the Wizards winning 44 games next season? It feels like so much of that is dependent on AD being healthy. But the one thing to point out is the Wizards, they still have all of their own picks, so if this doesn't go well, it's not as if they're out of ways to get this better, although you are dealing with the AD contract for a bit now. And as far as big picture for Dallas, well, Cooper has put up Michael Jordan numbers the last 3 games, and they've lost 5 games in a row. Great. Keep it up. Get one high pick, and then have Cooper, Kyrie, and the next era of your team.